Hi, so what I thought I would do is show you a little bit about how I go about debugging. It's kind of funny because I just tried to do this and I did an absolutely terrible job and messed up the program so badly that I couldn't fix it. So I'm going to take this a little bit more slowly and put in one error at a time instead of three or four errors like I did the last time. But I can show you the basic way that I go about debugging small errors. First thing that you want to do is you want to run your code pretty much after every single line that you write. After everything that you do, run the code, make sure it works. That way that you know, okay, up until I did this last thing, it was working. So the mistake I made must be in the last line I just typed. So right now this is running. Let's say launching Chrome. Yes, yes, right. Okay, it was working. So hold on, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to throw in a little error and we'll see what happens. Okay, so okay, I'm back. So let's just say that I just typed or edited a line of code and I go and I save it and I try to run and oh, look at that. It won't run. And you get this sinking feeling in your stomach like I have absolutely no idea what just happened or how I'm going to fix this. So it's really not that bad. Take a deep breath. The first thing is you know it was working just a second ago. So what you have to do is you have to go back to that last line that you were just working on. So I know that I was just working on this line down here, this else if user answer no line. You stand there scared, you die, game over. So this is let's see, I'm looking back at the choice here. You're carrying a big stick you didn't realize you had. Do you stay and fight or do you run? Type fight or run. So um, that works. This works. I was working on this else if line right here. So if it's not working, I feel like the problem has to be in this section right here because this is what I was just doing. So what I could do, a really simple thing, is I could add a comment to comment out this section. So the way you add a comment is you add a slash and then an asterisk. And then at the end, where you want to stop the comment, you add another asterisk. Oops, and then a slash. So I'm just commenting out this little else if statement because that's what I was just working on. You have to be careful to comment out the brackets too so that you get the whole else if statement. If I move my comment up to here, it's not going to work. Let's see if this runs now. So run, launching Chrome. Okay, so it's running. Uh, So I know that what that means is my error was definitely in here in this section that I was just working on. So one thing that I should show you is if I had finished the comment up here before this bracket and tried to run, it won't work because the brackets have to be right. The program reads this as being an extra bracket here and it doesn't know what it's doing there, so it won't work. So you need to make sure that you comment out the brackets and the whole statement. So this is why this is really only helpful if you know what you were working on right before. So, but basically now I know that my error is in fact in the section that I was just working on, so I can really look carefully here. So let's delete my comments so that I get my coloring back. And you have to delete both the top and the bottom comment marker. Now, if I look at this really carefully, else if, I've got my parentheses, user answer equals no, and those are quotation marks. That looks okay. Now I've got my two brackets, and those look okay. And then inside the two brackets, I have this code. So let's look carefully at that. Document dot write spelled correctly, because oftentimes you could find a spelling error that would cause a problem. And then in quotation marks, you stand there scared. you die, quotation marks, semicolon, and then I have alert, game over, 2 parentheses, oops, but I'm missing the second quotation mark. So put a quotation mark back in there, run, launch in Chrome. So now it works. Yes, yes. Let's see, run, and great, game is over. So there. So that's what you can do if you really know where you left off and what the problem was. If you've added more than 1 or 2 lines at a time and you really have no idea what happened, you have a couple of choices. You can there's a debugging tool that is built into Chrome. So if you're using Chrome, you can use a debugging tool that's built in. And in order to do that, you're going to want to watch a YouTube video that I'm going to post. And that will tell you how to use that debugging tool. And hopefully that will help you narrow down which line your error is on. So that's one possibility. The second possibility is you can submit your code to me and the rest of the class in the discussion forum this week, and we'll all look at it, because 9 out of 10 times really you just need someone else's eyes to look at it, because you've looked at that line 37 times and you are never going to see that that quotation mark was missing. And that's just such a small thing. I've looked at the same program for 3 days and never seen a missing quotation mark. And then somebody else comes along, looks over my shoulder and points at it right there. Oh, look, it's right there. So those are your options. So I suggest you give that a try. But for your first little error, write code in small chunks, 1 small chunk at a time, basically 1 line at a time. Run the program. First step that you want to do is check and make sure that you have the brackets correctly, because often that's the problem, is these brackets. It gets confusing. And second step is use that comment feature. Add a comment before and close your comment after, and then see, does the program run? Now you know it must be in this little section right here, and then you can really focus character by character and look, at every single thing and see if you can figure it out. Another trick that some people do that's helpful is try to go backwards. So if I had looked at the end of this line, it ends with a semicolon, then there's a parentheses, then there should be a quotation mark here. You're not reading it for comment. If you're reading forwards, frontways, your brain is going to fill in and your brain is going to swear it saw that quotation mark there. But sometimes if you read backwards, you're using a different part of your brain, and that might help as well. But debugging is definitely much more frustrating than writing the code. So let me know how you make out. As always, you can email me, post in the discussion board, whatever you need to do. So good luck, and I hope this works out, and talk to you soon. See ya. Bye-bye.